Thinking of Others Without Thinking, from the CC Manual number 10. The purpose is to inspire the audience, and his time is 8 to 10 minutes, I believe so. So please welcome Zach Dean.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
I'm excited today to be able to present to you something that I am extremely passionate about. It's a website that allows me to easily act on my promptings. Now, as a young professional, fresh out of a university notorious for drinking, partying, and sexual promiscuity, I think it best that I define prompting for you so you don't get the wrong idea of this website. A prompting in this context is a feeling, a nudge, a fleeting thought, or an inner voice that gives each one of us personal insight. And by acting on this insight, we have the ability to touch lives, to reach out to others around us in need, and to realize our own potential. The more often that we act, the more frequently that we'll realize that these promptings are actually opportunities. This website has changed the way that I look at life. It has changed the way that I interact with others, and it has improved my relationships with people in ways that I could have never imagined. The website is sendoutcards.com. Send Out Cards was founded in 2004 by Cody Bacon. He was in the middle of relocating his family from a smaller town to New York City when he was prompted in his head to say goodbye to his brother. He ignored this prompting, saying that he was too busy, and he never said goodbye. 2 months later, his brother died in a freak accident, and immediately Cody remembered his failed prompting. What he learned that day, he sums up in one sentence, and that is that promptings are not meant for us to analyze. They're meant for us to act on. And he vowed to his brother's memory that from then on, he was going to always try and act on his promptings and to teach others to do the same. Hence, Send Out Cards was born. Send Out Cards allows you to send a printed greeting card in less than 60 seconds. A printed greeting card, not an e-card. And I myself understand the importance of this because I've been on the receiving end of actual mail, actual fun mail, or actual unexpected fun mail. And it's an amazing feeling. And in our society, it's so hectic with cell phones, text messages, and emails. Getting a piece of real mail is a big deal. So if getting greeting cards and real mail is such a big deal, why aren't more of them sent? Well, first off, you have to remember to send the card. And in many cases, as in the instance of a birthday, you have to be thinking about this a week in advance. And if you do remember to send a card, it's still a tremendous hassle. You have to get in your car and drive to the store, where you walk to the greeting card aisle, and then you're confronted with thousands of greeting cards, all piled on top of each other, and you're supposed to pick out the one with the perfect message while other people are watching you, and I don't know about you, but there's just many other things that I'd rather be doing. And in fact, normally before Send Out Cards, when I was picking out a greeting card, I'd be at the gas station reaching for a candy bar. I'd look up, I'd see a rack of 3 or 4 cards. Mom would really love this card. But back to the store, so you select your greeting card, and you bring it up to the counter, you pay for it. If you don't have a stamp, you drive to the post office, buy a stamp, and you drive home, you fill out the card, you go find your address book, address the envelope, stuff the card in it, seal it, put a stamp on it, and whew, you've just sent one birthday card. Now, most people that I know want to be sending more than one card because they care about a lot of people. And that was just a birthday card example. You could also be sending cards for anniversaries, thank yous, holidays. There are hundreds of card-worthy sending events. And Send Out Cards addresses this issue by removing almost all of the unnecessary hassle in the card sending process. You sit down at your computer and go to their website, where you can choose from 13,000 pre-made cards and add your personalized message. Or you can choose to fully customize your card by uploading photos to the front or on the inside, add a personalized message in a font that looks exactly like your individual handwriting. Then you're asked if you want to add a gift to the card. There are hundreds of gifts, from gift cards to gourmet foods to magazine subscriptions. There really is something for everyone. And I've started to do all my gift giving through Send Out Cards just because it's so convenient. But whether you choose to add a gift or not, the next step is a list of contacts pops up, we've preloaded into the system, and you choose who you want that card to go to. And then the magic begins to happen, because the send button appears, and you click send, and boom, the card is sent. Now, technically what happens is it's processed overnight and printed in Utah, hits the postal service the next morning, ready to be shipped to any mailbox in the entire world. Whenever I send a card, I try and personalize it or make it a little bit funny, and I gotta tell you, people are just loving this. I'm using it for all of my birthdays, my thank yous, and I'm even starting to use it for work, because I hold a sales position, and it's a great way for me to separate myself from other salespeople. The scenario goes something like this. I'll be in the office and I'll call up a prospect, a stranger, and hopefully arrange a meeting with them. Then I'll drive over to the office, introduce myself, try and build some rapport, exchange our company information, and then I'll leave. But on the way out, I'll take a picture of their building, of their logo, or of their sign. So when I get home, I create a personalized card using that picture, add a message of something we spoke about. For instance, if he was a Minnesota Gopher fan, I'd say, "Great to meet with you. Go Badgers," smiley face. Can't wait to see you again. The next time that I talked to this person, we went from being complete strangers to best buddies. It's an amazing way to build rapport. I've even walked back into a client's office and seen the card that I've sent them propped up on their desk as a photo, which also really speaks to the quality of these cards, that people are using them as office decorations. Additionally, and this really isn't the point of send out cards, but I'm sure many of you are curious, I know I was, and you'll be happy to know that in almost all circumstances, the most expensive card you can send is less than $1. So there's one more thing I'd like to share with you as I wrap up, and it's a little bit personal, but I really feel that it brings home the point about what I'm trying to get across to you about send out cards. A few summers ago, I went on a volunteer mission to Panama for 2 months with complete strangers. And I was a little bit nervous, so I kept a journal of my thoughts. And what I'm going to share with you is a paraphrased excerpt of what I was feeling in the airport before my journey began. I wish I could say that I undertook this trip solely as a humanitarian, trying to help others less fortunate. But more, this trip is about me, because I'm trying to find myself. I've often tried to be things that I'm not in an effort to please people around me, but I am so ready to find out who the real Zach is. I've done many stupid and selfish things in the past, and I really don't want to be remembered as a selfish person. I want to develop the state of mind where I'm thinking of others without thinking. I want to be happy and enjoy my life, but I want my happiness to be coordinated with the happiness of others around me. And I hope that I figured this out somewhere in Panama. Now, I certainly didn't figure it all out in Panama, but I did come back with some insight. And that was that being a good person isn't something that happens overnight. It's something that you work at every single day. And it's one of the reasons why I was so thrilled to learn about send out cards. Because I saw it as a way for me to make other people around me happier. And when I joined, I was determined to send at least one unexpected card to someone every day. And as I did this, and as weeks went by, I noticed this change taking place. This wonderful change taking place inside of me. I was beginning to look for the good in others, just so I had a reason to send them a card. And every time that I send a card, I feel like a better person, because this mentality is spreading to other aspects of my life. It truly is an amazing feeling. And I encourage any one of you who's interested in learning more about send out cards, or who knows of someone that thinks that this may benefit them, to talk with me after the meeting today, or give me your contact info, because I have more information on how to get involved. I also have samples of cards that have been sent in the past, and I have some of that gourmet food that I talked about earlier. Thank you very much for your time. Mr. Toastmaster.